Can you imagine being free of slavery for over 100 years and still taking 6 days to be able to afford a loaf of bread? This hardship was the reality of the Jamaican working poor and was a significant factor in the social rebellion associated with the Rastafari movement. Rastafari have a powerful message in equality of races and spread of acceptance, something in which just about anyone can relate. Previously, I was aware of the existence of Rastas and had heard some of their music, which sparked my interest to research and learn more about their culture. In my presentation, I will discuss the formation of the Rastafari movement, the music of the movement, and the ideologies of Rastafari. Let's begin with the details of the formation of the Rastafari movement in Jamaica. The formation of the movement was based on inequality and a way to rectify black peoples. In 1930, an Abyssinian prince, Rastafari, was divinely crowned Emperor of Ethiopia to redeem black peoples, and changed his name to Ali Selassie. As author Horace Campbell states in Rasta and Resistance, Leonard Percival Howell moved between Kingston and St. Thomas, proclaiming his message that black people could not have two kings, and that the only true king was Emperor Ali Selassie. The working poor in Jamaica were heavily influenced by these ideals of anti-colonialism and repatriation to Africa. The working poor were motivated in the late 1930s to push for a political revolution due to the slave-like conditions they experienced in the British colony. In 1938, the poor revolted by cutting phone wires, tearing down bridges, burning sugarcane fields, and destroying banana farms. They went on strike for higher wages, regulated hours, and better working conditions. In the 1960s, Ali Selassie called for the Rastas to liberate the Jamaican people before returning to Africa. The politically withdrawn tendency of Rastafari was challenged by the need to fight for human rights. With motivation from race equality movements in multiple countries, Rastas pushed for equal rights. Next, I will discuss the music of the movement. The music of the movement developed in 3 phases, but all 3 had an interest in speaking out and spreading the word. The musical form ska arose out of the political tension caused by the after effects of independence. Ska is happy and upbeat on the surface, but expresses political angst motivated by poor living conditions in Jamaican slums. In Reggae, Rastafari, and the Rhetoric of Social Control, Stephen A. King explains that ska played a significant role in creating a musical community of both Rastafarians and those sympathetic to the movement, and gave early expression to the Rastafarian social and political ideology. Ska was heavily influenced by indigenous Jamaican music, jazz, and rhythm and blues. Ska developed into a harder and more emotional genre called rocksteady. Rocksteady celebrated the political rebellion and the rude boys, who, according to King, embraced the image of an outlaw hero, breaking all the rules, yet struggling against the forces of evil and oppression. Rocksteady links to the Rastafari in their matched vision for the future of peace and unity in Jamaica, and in allusions to repatriation. While rocksteady hinted at Rastafari ideologies, reggae specifically referenced their concepts of Jah, Mount Zion, and the spirituality of smoking marijuana. In reggae, the concept of the rude boy was intensified to the Rasta warrior, going to battle against Babylon. Reggae was influenced by R&B, soul, funk, and African drumming. To finish off, I'm going to elaborate on some of the ideologies of the Rastafari. Rastas have an interesting set of ideologies spanning from way of life to whom and how they worship. Rastas believe that though Ali Selassie is a man, he is also God, or Jah. The relationship between Rastas and Jah is referred to as I and I, illustrating the presence of Jah within the Rasta. Rastas see need for repatriation to Ethiopia and believe that Jah will deliver them in his own time. Rastas are not tied to any specific organization. As Noah Leo Erskine in From Garvey to Marley discusses, it is crucial that the organization exists for the Rasta and not Rasta for the organization. Many Rastas meet in small groups called houses, in which one Rasta holds meetings at their house to smoke marijuana and reason together. Rastas smoke marijuana as a form of worship to Jah. Upon smoking the herb, Rastas can delve into reasoning, allowing for enlightenment and spiritual revelation. Rastafari generally smoke from a type of water pipe called a chalice, which is blessed before smoking. Smoking marijuana and reasoning together instills a sense of community among the Rastas. Rastafari tend to lead a very natural lifestyle, contrasting the unnatural Babylonian way of life. Allowing the beard to grow and dreadlocks to form are an expression of Rastas of their full acceptance of nature, instead of having hair processed and straightened like those who accept Babylon. The diet of Rastafari consists of unprocessed, naturally grown foods and exclude pork and shellfish. Rastas condemn pollution and chemical waste because Mother Earth is an expression of Jah and must be protected. Now that I have informed you on how the Rastafari movement began, the music they made, and the ideologies they embody, you have a more full understanding of Rastafari. Though they may have faced many struggles in being poor, their culture is very rich.